8:17 is the time on this Monday morning. Got a couple of wonderful folks joining me this morning in the broadcast studio, and a second visit, which I think is a wonderful thing because we got a big event coming up. Joining me again this morning, we got Thane Bryanton of Relay Local and Shelley Lively from Lively Productions. Good morning.
Good morning, Jay.
Morning, Jay.
Is that microphone at the right height for you there?
Yes.
Close enough.
Not too shabby.
Okay.
We'll make it work.
Now, I'm excited you came back. We had a talk a couple of weeks ago. Has it been, I think, a couple of weeks ago that we talked about a huge Community Cares food drive, which is going to be coming up now this Saturday. We're down to the last week.
Down to the last few days.
All right. Now, the Community Cares food drive with all the proceeds going to the Thurston County Food Bank. And who wants to start today on this one?
Shelley, go
Shelley,
ahead.
Shelley jumps
You
right
haven't
in
had a
there.
lot of sleep.
That works.
All right. Step right up there and let's talk about the food drive.
It has just been absolutely phenomenal, and everybody has just stepped up left and right. I mean, just even the larger stores. We started this out as just a local community thing. A lot of folks on Rely Local, a lot of my business contacts. But like, for example, I went yesterday just as a courtesy to let Super Supplements know that we're going to be having this big food drive. There may be a parking issue. And they said, can we participate? And I thought, participate? Well, I'm like, well, they need protein. I guess you have protein bars.
Well, of course.
So, I mean, everybody's heart's just been open. And I know our own local community here, small businesses, large businesses, they've just, what can we do to help? And just people, individuals, our neighbors, friends, they've been collecting food left and right.
Mm-hmm. All right, now this food drive is going to be taking place at the Copper Creek Coffee Cafe, which is out at 4120 Martin Way East in Olympia. And I'm trying to visualize in my mind. I know it's out on Martin Way, but what big places is it next to if we were trying to find it there?
We call it Olympia, but it's really, most people know it by Lacey. So if you come up towards Lacey, there's a Kmart across the street. It's in the corner of the Lowe's parking lot, in between Lowe's and Super Supplements.
Now we know where it is. Right there in that corner intersection there. All right. Now, this is Saturday, March the 12th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I always start right off the bat by just asking people flat out, we need you to bring foodstuffs to us this Saturday between 11 and 3. List some of the things we're looking for here, Shelley.
Some of the things that we think are important are definitely protein. Peanut butter is always a good source of protein, and it's got a good shelf life. But there's other things like canned meats, vegetables, and things like that. Don't just grab, like you mentioned last time, the beets and the old cream corn or whatever it is up on the counters. But, tuna and things like that have a good shelf life that people can get into and provide the necessary protein that they need.
And they need fruit in their own juices. People that have heart for diabetics, they need that. They also need baby food and pet food. I mean, there's a large variety of resources that you can provide.
And some low sodium items as well.
Yeah, low sodium items as well.
One of the things we talk about is food for children. Now, you mentioned baby food right off the bat, but I mean, trying to take care of small children when your income is so challenged.
Yeah.
And trying to remind people to buy those jars of baby food and even the diapers and things that they would need, that sort of stuff there.
Well, I even heard that today is National Cereal Day, so why not bring some cereal?
Yeah, cereal's actually another need that Fran said that they had, and I think a lot of people think, people have access to, resources through the government for baby-type items, and actually some folks don't. And the food bank provides a large portion of that, whether it be baby food or a number of other things that they may need, cereal, peanut butter if they're a little bit older.
Right. And on the other end of the scale, too, we talk about the seniors in our community, people who are on a very limited fixed income, Social Security, whatever. It is so tough nowadays with everything so expensive, and you feel bad when you know that there are people in our community going to bed hungry at night because they just don't have enough. So you have to think in terms of seniors as well, foods that they can eat, which would be like what?
Definitely. We're such a rich country. I mean, none of us should go hungry. It's just amazing to me. But yeah, the Shag Apartments down here, right around the corner from where your station is, down here on the boardwalk, is one of actually the drop sites that the Thurston County Food Bank delivers to. And it's all a senior population. And, the canned meats, the high proteins, the fruits in their own juices, the low sodium stuff, diabetic type items, definitely. All of those come into play.
And we try to think in terms too of foods that would be easy for seniors to be able to open and prepare without
Right.
too much hassle there.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing. All right, now right now in our society, oh my goodness, with the gas prices approaching $4 a gallon,
Insane.
it's crazy. The
It's
energy
there.
prices
It's
are nuts.
insane.
Not approaching, it's there. I saw it this morning.
And I talk about these families in our community, and these are hardworking people who bust their fannies to get out there and try to get to work every day. But by the time the rent is paid and the bills are paid and the gasoline's in the car, there's just not quite enough left over.
Right.
And it seems so weird, but it's such an easy problem for us to fix with the basic food drives. You just got to think about the food bank, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's really a simple solution. All of us can pretty much afford a can here or a can there. Some can do a lot more. And if we can just pitch in together, we all can get through this period of time. And that's what we're really doing this Community Cares food drive for. And we're really seeing it in the hearts of the people. They're like, yeah, we want to help.
All right. Now, I always think in terms of like one more. And I've said this a lot of years, when you're going to the store and you're probably going to be stopping in a couple of days this week anyway. When you're going down the aisles, you say, oh, the kids need peanut butter. One more. Grab one more.
Yeah.
It's so easy to do because you're already there. You could probably afford one more. It's not going to make a great dent in the budget to get one more. And if 4 million people bought one more, you'd have 4 million things.
Yeah.
It would be that simple.
Fantastic philosophy. And look for those 2-for-1 deals as well. I mean, if you're going to buy one more, if you got 2 for 1, really you can get 2 more and have 2 at your house.
Also, on Tuesdays, the newspaper generally puts out the coupons by all the other grocery stores. So you'll often see some 10 for 10 items.
I have seen a lot of these.
You may not need 10 items, so donate 4.
Makes sense. All right, if you're just joining us this morning, we're talking with Thane Bryanton from Eli Local and Shelley Lively from Lively Productions, and we're talking about this huge Community Cares food drive with all the proceeds going to the Thurston County Food Bank. Now, we talk about Thurston County Food Bank, but there are a lot of food banks in our community. There's a lot of different communities that have needs right now.
Correct.
And even if we can't make it to the one for the Thurston County Food Bank, you should visit your local food bank on any given day.
Definitely.
Yeah, this kind of started for me as a project because I'd become anemic, and as a result, I couldn't do as much blood drive as I used to do in the past. So this kind of came to me when I was at one of my clients' sites, thinking it'd be kind of fun to have a food drive. And I'm not aware of all the other ones necessarily, but this started out just kind of a thought, and then with Shelley coming on board, it just kind of blew up into this great big thing, which is awesome. So if this is successful, and I'm sure it will be with the support of the community, we would like to continue doing this.
Yeah, once a year. And we want to remind everybody, too, it's a celebration. It's a celebration of our community together. For the kids, weather bearing, we know it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice on Saturday, huh, Thane?
Definitely.
Yeah. There's going to be a bounce house for kids, which is donated by Kids in Motion. There's going to be, popcorn, cotton candy. It's really a celebration, and it's about us coming together to help each other.
And a lot of the vendors that are on the Rely Local site are asked to bring coupons and discount specials. So those folks that are there donating are also going to be receiving as well.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so they can save a lot of money.
Now, I wanted to say thanks to the fine folks at Copper Creek who are not only providing the facility, but I guess they're donating as well.
Yeah, Brittany DeCremer is the owner, and she has offered to provide the first 20 donors a free coffee. Not just drip coffee, but her Delano's special coffee.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I got to tell you a little bit about Brittany. She just has a heart. She really has a giving heart, and what's really neat is we all kind of have that synergy together, and we're just so happy to be hosting it there.
Okay. Talking more about some of the immediate needs here again now, let's run the list again just to let people, if you're just joining us, the things that we're looking for. We're talking about the protein foods. What else? What else are we going to have brought down that's going to make a difference?
Protein foods, canned meats, beans. You can actually buy packaged beans, and those are very affordable. And anything in its natural juice as far as fruit is concerned, low sodium,
Jay brings up a good point too for seniors. My dad loves porridge and oatmeal and that type of thing.
Oatmeal
So
would be wonderful.
those are easy to contain. They got a good storage life as well too, and people can make them any way they like. But
Some of the instant package things, cream of
Yeah.
wheat, oatmeal,
Sure.
things
You
that
bet.
they would really benefit from.
Yep.
All right. Also, I wanted to ask about, and this is an important thing. A lot of people say, gee, I don't have time to shop, but can I make a cash donation?
Yeah.
I believe that would be acceptable.
Yeah. We've actually had a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Can we give you a check? And we said we would be honored. Just make it out to the Thurston County Food Bank. Then they can buy specifically with all the community support and what you're donating. If they're missing something, those checks, those monies will actually help them fill in the gaps and go out and
Exactly.
get it themselves.
Right. And we've passed this along before, too. The advantages for the Thurston County Food Bank is they are able to make bulk buys.
Yes.
They can get a lot more food for the dollar than you and I could do going into a regular grocery store.
You
Right.
bet.
So there's advantages there, getting pallets of food, for their...
Right.
And, they got to turn the lights on and run the place as well down
Yes.
there.
Yes, most certainly.
All right. The Community Cares Food Drive, with all the proceeds going to Thurston County Food Bank. Again, this is going to be coming up this Saturday, March the 12th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Copper Creek Coffee Cafe on Martin Way, right out there in front of the Lowe's there this Saturday. What else do we need to tell them about this weekend that they need to know before we wrap?
Well, park in the back of the Lowe's parking lot. Lowe's is actually donating carts, so everything will be very convenient for people to run it straight up. We're going to have volunteers to help. And, we just think you guys are awesome. And we just so appreciate, not only KGY, but the community. Guys, thanks for coming out and joining us. We just know you're going to be there, and we just really, really appreciate your hearts and celebrating with us on Saturday.
Okay, and Thane, anything else you want to add there?
No, I'm just overwhelmed by the how the organizations and the community is embracing this already, and we're just hoping for a little bit of good weather, which is all we need to bring out more people. We're going to have a big U-Haul truck out there supplied by the Box Pros with all of our banners on there, so if they don't happen to get this message on the radio, if they're driving by, they should also see that there's a big community food drive going on that day. So we'll hope to pick up those folks that are not listening to the radio this morning.
Okay.
So I'm willing to throw a bet out there to Thane.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
I'll bet you dinner,
Okay,
okay? It's going to be nice. It's going to be good weather that day.
you're on.
And I hope the whole community joins me with that energy. It's going to be good weather on Saturday.
We will keep our fingers crossed. And either way, bottom line, and speaking for Thane and Shelley this morning, I guess what you really have to do is just bottom line ask people.
Yeah.
So here we go. From me, Smilin Jay, for Shelley and Thane, we need you to bring food this Saturday to the Copper Creek Cafe on 4120 Martin Way between 11 and 3. Because if you don't ask, people won't do it.
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
need is great. We need you to do it. We need you to come by for the Community Cares Food Drive with all the proceeds going to the Thurston County Food Bank. And Thane Bryanton and Shell Lively, thank you so much for joining me again this morning.
Thank you, Jay. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and we just want your listeners to know we really appreciate all your efforts in working with the food drive. You're a big part of that. So thank you for your time this morning and doing it.
You got it. This is AM 1240 KGY.